Hi, good day. My name is Eniola Sunny, and here with me is.
Omokaro Formal.
So today we're going to be defining the key terms and the topic business conversation. So straight into it, what is business? Business is an organization or any enterprising entity that engages in professional, commercial, and trading activities. There can be different kinds of business depending on several factors. So we have the profit-making organization and we have the non-profit-making organization. Similarly, organization can differ based on their owners. So we have the sole proprietor, we have the partnership, and we have the corporation. Conversation, on the other hand, is an interactive communication between two or more people. The development of conversational skills and etiquette has led to the improvement of socialization. Conversation, on the other hand, is an interactive communication between two or more people. The development of conversational skills and etiquette has led to the improvement of socialization. However, conversation is ruled by certain etiquette because conversation is social interaction and it depends solely on social convention. But today we're going to be addressing what conversations are in relation to the business and organization. So I'll be handing over to my partner. You're going to be shedding more light on what business conversations are. Over to you, Mokara.
Yeah, thank you, Eniola. Business conversation is basically said to be the process of sharing information with employees within and outside of a company or an organization. It is basically the bridge that connects countries and people. So I'll be talking about a few importance of business conversation. Business conversation helps with leadership skills and professional development in the sense that if leaders don't have proper communication with each other, it is going to lead to a negative impact in their communication, and that would affect their productivity and employee engagement. It's also important for team building, creating an environment where employees are able to share their ideas and opinions is essential to the effective communication in a workplace. It also strengthens the power of persuasion in the sense that strong communication in a business will let you talk to other people and also try to convince them of your ideas or your proposals, which would be very important in business meetings or any other meeting of any sort that would be of benefit to the organization. In conclusion, I hope with these few importance that you are able to understand how business conversation plays a key role in an organization or a company. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Tari Ahmed, and I'll be talking about business conversation. So I'll be majoring most on business communication with my partner here.
Fulani Faisha, I'm speaking on the importance of effective business communication.
So, as I said earlier, I'll be talking about business conversation. Business conversation is a verbal exchange between two people in a professional settings. The business conversation has to do with sharing of information, negotiation, and as well as building of relationships. So it can be in form of WhatsApp videos, emails, and any means of communicating to get the conversation going. Okay, business conversation can be in two forms. It can be the structured and the unstructured part. The structured part involves dealing with a particular topic or agenda to solve a particular issue concerning the business or funds and all of that important thing concerning the particular business. The unstructured part is like maybe open-ended conversation, just a random informal conversation about a particular business. My partner here will be talking about the importance of business conversation.
Yes, the importance of effective business communication includes one, it helps in increasing business productivity. It helps in increasing customers. Three, it enhances business partnership. Four, it facilitates innovations in business. Five, it helps in information exchange. So I'm going to explain my first point, which is number one, it helps in increasing productivity. Effective communication helps in productivity in workplace by boosting teamwork and also building trust among employers and employees.
In addition to what my partner has said, effective business communication help in increasing customers to the business. In what form? If for example you have a good customer service to help drive more customers to your business. Point three to what he said, a good customer will also want to drive good partner to your business. In one sense, if your business is doing well and they have good customer reviews, many people want to come around to go, okay, let's partner with you, let's add this, let's add that to your business. From there, innovation comes in. That was point 4. The partners that are coming to your business surely bring in innovation to your business. Okay, are building, the expanding and etc in the business. And from there, we go to the exchange of information. Exchange of information in the sense of, okay, what's going around in the business cycle? What can we add to the business? How do we develop the business? Or what can take the business to the next level? So having said all this, I think me and my partner here will be able to put more or shed more light to the purpose and meaning of business conversation in business. In synopsis, I guess me and my partner here can agree that
There is no business without communication.
Good day. My name is Kaida Opayemi Elizabeth, and with me on the set are
Akeju Damilola.
and I am Uzain Rachel.
I will be talking about general phone and email etiquette. Etiquette is a system of rules and conventions which regulates both the social and professional behavior. And here are some examples of phone etiquette. Number 1, consult your organization rule for telephone use. Number 2, answer your calls as quickly as possible. Number 3, speak clearly and distinctly, stating your name and the name of your organization. Number 4, use a pleasant but professional tone. Number 5, transfer calls to the right personnel. And I will be talking about general email etiquette. Email etiquette are especially important in the workplace because your email is not private. There are so many organizations which check their employees' email for unprofessional conduct. And here are some examples of email etiquette. Number 1, include a subject line. Number 2, keep it brief. Number 3, pay attention to grammars and spellings. Number 4, use a pleasant tone. Number 5, and do not ever forward junk mail. Handing over to my partner right here.
I'll be talking about the general etiquette to maintain a suitable and relatable conversation. Here are some of the points I was able to gather from research. 1, you need to be prepared. To be prepared means you're supposed to already prepare whatever you have in mind to say beforehand. You need to be able to make up a complete conversation, both the beginning and the ending, the structure, and every other thing that's going to be related to the conversation. Then secondly, you need to be polite. In order to relay information to people, you need to respect them. You need to understand that understanding them as a person is important. You need to be polite to the extent that, they feel comfortable that, okay, I'm being respected and I'm being understood. So that way you actually maintain a relatable conversation and they feel safe in that zone to communicate anything related to what you have to talk about. Thirdly, to be professional. To be professional, it means you need to have in mind that, okay, whatever this conversation is all about is what is going to be needed to carry out whatever the task in mind is or whatever the conversation was actually based on.
Number 4, you need to be patient. Being patient in that you need to disconnect yourself from anything that's going to cause you any mental distraction or a distortion at all. So you'll be able to be in sync with your colleague or whoever you're communicating with. That way, you get to understand at length whatever it is you plan to discuss. My colleague will continue with the telephone techniques.
Telephone etiquette includes it implies the mass era of communication, telephone communication in a business, which includes the way you talk to your receiver and yourself, and it also includes the way you talk about your business. Also, I'll talk about the importance of telephone etiquette, which is your professionalism, your impression, and the loyalty and trust from customer, and also the customer satisfaction. And I'll also be talking about the etiquette element, which is your body language, your active listening, the tone of your voice, and the appropriate closing tone, which is the bidding of goodbye. And you also have to thank your customers every time. It doesn't matter how many times your customer calls, you have to thank him every time he calls, and to also be polite and be simple with your words. In conclusion, it is important to know the proper etiquette in which you have to talk to your consumers. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Odufua Isaiah. So my partner is
Emmanuel Babatunde Williams.
Okay, we'll be talking about the process of planning, facilitating, effective and productive meeting, face-to-face and online mode. Firstly, we are going to talking about planning and effective meeting. You need to probably set the purpose for the meeting, in which everybody has to clearly understand the purpose for the meeting. You need to know who you are inviting for the meeting, and probably like the time, and the different speakers that need to talk in the meeting. So secondly, you need to set your agenda for the meeting, because this agenda will contain different topics.
Yes.
Different topics in there that you need to share topics to different speakers that need to speak in the meeting, and all of this has to be sent to the speaker ahead. So thirdly, you have to actually put your meeting in a place that is going to be convenient for every of the participants that need to come for the meeting. In that, probably like if all the participants that is coming, you have to fix a place that is going to be like a conference for them that they can easily meet. Fourthly, inviting the right participants, because there are some participants that you don't really need to invite in your meeting because they'll be like a disturbing factor in your meeting. So practical example of people that you need to invite for the meeting, these are people that will add value to the meeting, e.g. stakeholders, decision makers. Then I'll now be talking about facilitating the meeting. When you're talking about facilitating a meeting, you have to talk about how you'll be able to manage your time well. When you say you are giving a time for a meeting, when you say two, that they should be there by two, as a person that is conducting the meeting, you have to be there ahead of the people that is coming. Secondly, you have to review the agenda, in that you have to check through the topic they have given to you ahead of the meeting. So inside, when you are reviewing the agenda, so this is when you know the time allocated for you for the topic you are talking on. Thirdly, you have to encourage others. So when they are talking, when you are encouraging them, you have to ask questions, listen to what they are saying, asking for opinions. Fourthly, you need to know how to manage conflict, and where conflict management comes in is when you don't scrap idea that people actually put forward in the meeting. So you should know how to actually come into consensus with people and just put all of these things together. So the fifth point now is just that you should know how to conclude and summarize all of these points that have actually been said in the meeting, and make sure that you're actually keeping into time. Thank you. I'll be passing on to my colleague.
Okay, after the planning processing, there is the process of facilitating, which my partner has rightly said. So the point I'm about to explain right now is participation. So in order to organize a business meeting, participation is highly important in organizing a business meeting. As an organizer of the meeting, you have to be very sure you are ready for the meeting by preparing your write-ups and every presentation in which you are going to give, as well as making sure you are giving everybody motivation to as well contribute to the business meeting, not demoralizing anybody in the process of the meeting. You as well need to respect everybody's opinion, not considering the dull ones, the funny ones, or the sad people. Just like my brother here. So the last point after the contribution, you have to make sure after the meeting you follow up on all of the participants of the meeting to be sure of the effectiveness of the meeting at the end of all of the meeting. So what do you have to say about these contributions of what I have said?
So in conclusion, I totally agree with what my colleague has said. All the processes he has mentioned are essential procedures that need to be followed.
Now, another method of business meeting is the new method of meeting, which has to be virtual, the online type of meeting. Here, before you conduct an online meeting, there are a few steps in which you have to go through. Firstly, you have to inform every participant of the meeting before the date. This will enable everybody to get as many material as possible, which is the first important thing is buying data. For example, our normal Zoom class. Now, the second thing is you have to make sure you minimize time of the meeting, because it is costly and there can be a form of distraction because it's a virtual location. Everyone is wherever they are. And thirdly, you have to encourage participants, because it is costly and they might feel discouraged to participate in the meeting. So all of these forms of business meeting are very, very essential depending on how you want it to work and the effectiveness you're looking out for. So my partner and I feel we have been able to discuss all the importance of business meeting and the effectiveness in which you can organize a business meeting.
So business conversation can also help participants stay on track. It can help them clarify misunderstanding, and it also ensure that all participants, they are all on the same page. Business conversation should be concise, it should be accurate, and it should also be relevant to the objective and the goals of the discussions. Finally, business conversation can be useful for reviewing key points, identifying action items, and also following up with agreements and commitments made during the conversations. Thank you so much.